Greetings students! In this video I'm going to demonstrate how to create a verse and a chorus in any style using loop packs from Bandlab. So let's get started. I'm going to go here to create. I'm going to start a new project and here I am. You already are familiar with this. I am going to browse loops and here I am in the loops browser. I'm going to reset this and go to the loop packs, and this is what I have. Okay, so I am going to select any style that I have from here. I already experimented a little and I'm going to make my demonstration using roots and dub, which is a variation of reggae for those of you who are familiar with reggae. So I'm going to select it and there you go. I have my loops over here that I'm going to use. As you know, as it was explained, verse and chorus are the two parts in any song that typically alternate with each other, and normally the verse is a little bit like less loud, softer, or let's say less dynamic than the chorus, and the chorus tends to be louder or more dynamic than the verse. That's the difference between one and the other. However, the two of them are related because they feature the same kinds of instruments. They both feature drums, bass, harmonic instruments, which you already know that can come in the form of either guitars or pianos or keyboards or synthesizer pads and so forth and so on, and melodic instruments, which you already know that can come in the form of, for example, saxophones or trumpets or trombones or voices or guitar leads or synthesizer leads, for example. Okay, so this is what you're going to be doing. We're going to create first the verse and then the chorus, and we're going to make each 16 bars long. So let me clarify that here in the top, for those of you who got confused in the previous assignment, these are the numbers of bars that you need. When I say 16 bars each, what I mean is, let me zoom out, that each of your parts is going to be 16 bars. The verse is going to be up to bar 16, including bar 16. So you need to extend the loops that you're going to be using in your verse. You drop them here from the very beginning and you're going to extend them until the very end of bar 16. That means this line that you see here that separates 16 from 17, this very last longer line. And then starting on 17, you're going to do your chorus. And your chorus is going to be until bar number 32. Here you have it, including bar 32. That means until the very end of bar 32. So you're going to extend all of the loops that you use for your chorus from here until the very end of bar 32, until this line, this longer line that separates 32 from 33. Okay, so let's get started. So one more time, I'm going to open here my loop browser. I already have, as you saw here, already selected roots and dub, okay, which is a variation of reggae. And let's do this in order. I'm going to do first my verse, okay, and I'm going to select all of the instruments that I'm going to use for my verse. I'm going to select my drums, my bass, my harmonic, and my melodic instrument. I'm going to start with the drums. I already did some research and I'm going to focus here on these ones that are called roots and dub. Here I have it, roots and dub drum dub. Okay, they come in different variations, different numbers. Remember that you can click on them and you can listen how they sound. You have number 2, you have number 3, you have number 4, and if you wanted to stop, you can just click here in this icon, or you can click here in the stop button. Okay, there you have it. All right, so For the verse, I am going to use the roots and drum dub 01. I'm going to use this over here. So I'm going to drag it and I'm going to drop it here on my first track. And remember that this slot that we have over here, we call it track. And the instrument recordings that we have like this, we call them loops. And I am going to drag my loop to the very beginning of number one until it's right there, aligned with the very beginning of number one. And like I said, since this is supposed to be 16 bars long, I'm going to close my loops browser over here so I can see better. And here from the top right corner, like I explained in a previous video, until I see this double arrow that you can see there, I'm going to click and drag until it reaches, like I explained, the very end of bar 16. Here is bar 16 until here, until the separation between 16 and 17. Please try to be accurate. I'm going to zoom in for a little just to show you that this is something that sometimes happens to beginners, that when you drag it, when you extend it up till here or a little bit up till here. If you do something like this, then it's going to sound strange. Why? Because then when you change to your chorus, then the rhythm of the drums in the chorus is not going to coincide very well. It's going to have discrepancies with all of the rest of the instruments, and we don't want that. So it doesn't matter if you don't have it zoomed in like that. If you have it just like it comes, which is like this, okay, this is the normal view, you just extend it until there, until the end of 16, just like I showed you right now. All right, so I have my drums in place. Now I need a bass, a harmonic instrument, and a melodic instrument. So just like I said, I already did my research, and for my verse, I want to use the roots and dub bass 01, the one that I have right here that sounds like this. Hope you can hear it from there. Here is very difficult to listen to it with the laptop speakers. So I'm just going to drop it, and I'm going to do the same procedure that I did with my drums. I drop it here until the very beginning of number one, and I'm going to extend it until the end of number 16. There I have it. There you go. Okay, now I'm going to do the same now with a harmonic instrument. In this case, I am going to choose one that I have down here, is somewhere down here at the very bottom. Okay, a little bit more, a little bit more. Here it is. The roots and dub skank. Okay, skank is a very particular technique that is used normally over the piano or the keyboards, the organ, or the guitar in reggae music. When you listen to reggae, you normally listen to the guitar or the synthesizer, the keyboards going tack, 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 tack. That is what we call the skank. Listen to it. I'm going to give you a different example, like number 3. See, that's what we call a skank. In this case, for the verse, I'm going to use 01, so I'm going to drag it and drop it over here. Here I have my skank. And again, same procedure. I am going to extend it until the end of 16. Here I have it. All right, good. And finally, I am going to select a melodic instrument. But before I do that, I want to show you how these three elements sound together already. Listen to this. You see? There you go. All right, now I'm going to add my melodic instrument, which in this case, I had already selected. Let me look for it. It's down here again. It's close to the skanks. If we go down here, here it is. It's the roots and dub horn lead. Sorry, roots and dub horns lead. I have 01 and 02. For my verse, I want to use 02. Let me show you the difference between 01 and 02 and explain to you why I chose to use 02 instead of 01. Look, 01 sounds like this. As you can hear there are two instruments playing. It's presumably a trumpet and a trombone. While in 02, listen to this. You have only one instrument playing, which is presumably a trombone. So if you remember the difference between chorus and verses, in the chorus you're supposed to have more dynamic elements. It's a little bit more louder and has more, like I said, more dynamic elements. I'm going to leave 01, which has two different instruments playing for the chorus, and I'm going to use 02, which has only one single instrument in the verse. Now, a little pro tip. Since we have 16 bars of a verse over here in which you have all of the instruments repeating the same loop over and over and over again, for it not to get too tiresome to the ear, I am going to add here 02. Instead of adding it from the very beginning and then extending it all over, I am going to use it every 4 bars. So I'm going to add this one here on bar number 5. See, I leave 1, 2, 3, and 4 empty. Then I add this one in number 5. And then I wait 4 more bars, 5, 6, 7, and 8. And then I'm going to add it again on number 9. So here I go one more time with 01. I'm going to add it here on number 9. Okay, sorry, this is the wrong one. Let me go again here. Sorry, again, the wrong one. Sorry for that. Here you go. I'm not going to add it here because I want to leave this space as a transition between I start the chorus. And now let's start the chorus. For the chorus, I have different drums. Okay, I'm going to show you now the difference between one drums and the other so you see why I chose one over the other for the chorus or for the verse. In the case of the verse, like you saw, I used the, let me look for it right here, the roots and dub drum dub number 1. This is the one that I use for the verse. Listen to it. There you go. And I chose to use number 2 for the chorus because once you listen to it, you're going to see that it's more dynamic. There are more elements playing in there. Listen to this. You see, it has much more movement than the other one. That's what I chose to use this one, number 2, for the chorus. And here it is. I'm going to add it here, setting on number 17. Okay, be careful not to make it go over 17, over 16, right at the beginning of 17. And like I explained before, it's supposed to go for 16 bars. So this is going to extend until the very end of bar 32. So same procedure. This is 32 until the very end of 32, until the line that separates 32 from 33. There you go. Now, same procedure I'm going to do with the bass. Like I said, I already selected another bass, which is the roots and dub bass, dub 02. I'm going to look for it. I'm going to show you right now. This is the bass that I selected for the verse. Listen a little bit to it. And once I show you the one that I selected for the chorus, you're going to understand why, because the one that I selected for the chorus has much more movement. It has effects in it, so it's more dynamic. Listen to Roots and Dub Bass Dub 02. This is it. As you can see, it features like an effect on it, like a reverb effect that I really liked. And again, I am going to drop it. I put it here from the beginning of 17. There you go. And I'm going to extend it just like I did before with all of the other instruments until the end of 32. Right there. There you go. Great. You can visually see when things are working well in terms of aligning all of your loops with the with the bar grid, because you're going to see that the separation between one loop and its next repetition is aligned with all of the other instruments. If these lines that you see over here, they don't coincide with each other, then you know that something is wrong and you need to correct it. Okay, and there you go. See, you can see it here that they all coincide with each other. That means that everything is in place. Now, for the harmonic instrument in this case, I chose to use the Roots and Dubs Can Dub number 3, which I'm going to look for down here. I need to scroll until I have it here. There it is, 03, same procedure. I am going to drop it here. There you go. As you can see, you can even visually see it that this one has is more dynamic than the previous one. It has more elements working there. So same procedure. I'm going to extend it until I reach number 32, including 32, until the separation between 32 and 33. There I have it perfectly well. And then finally with the horns, I am going to use the Roots and Dub horns let 01, the other one that I showed a little while ago. Okay, so just let me look for that. It's somewhere over here. Here it is, Roots and Dub horns let number 1. In this case, this I am going to use from the very beginning of 17. Okay, I'm going to use it just like the other ones. Why I'm not using it like this one? Again, this is a pro tip. This is to give it some variation so the whole song doesn't sound tiresome to the ears. Now in this case, instead of just extending it like this over and over again, to give it some variation, I am going to use it every 8 bars. So you see it here on 17, then the next time I'm going to use it on number 25. See, this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8 bars. So here on number 25, I'm going to drop it one more time. So I am going to look for it again. Here it is. Roots and Dub horns lead 01 here on 25. I drop it, that is already in place, and I don't need to drop it anymore because that is already the next 8 bars. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. And now the result, here I have my verse and my chorus. I'm going to zoom out so you can see it all in perspective. Here I have my verse and here I have my chorus, and the result is this. And there you go. I have my verse and I have my chorus. Alright, guys, I hope this was instructive and see you next time.